Okay, so this is going to be the last video in the series, and what we're going to be discussing is chords. So more specifically, we're going to be discussing triads, which is the basis of chords. So a triad, basically, the name suggests what it is, triad. So it has 3 notes. And those 3 notes are all at a distance of 1/3 apart. So you can see that it will go line, line, line. Or if you have on a space, it will go space, space, space. So that is basically all there is really to a triad. It's just 3 notes that are stacked up like that. So again, if you started on an E, you'll go line, line, line. Or in a space, you'll go space, 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 and so forth. And that is actually all there is basically to a triad. Just to understand where this comes from, we discussed a little bit about the harmonics in the overtone series last week. And basically, if you do the overtone series, the fundamental note will be whatever the fundamental note is, but then the next harmonic will be an octave above that, and the next note will be a 5th above that, and then the next note up will be the fundamental again, and then the note above that will be the 3rd, and then the 5th up there. So if one has a look over here, this is where the triad kind of comes out there, C, E, G, C, E, G. So yes, that's the basic principle that underlies this. And so there's a very strong acoustic unity having those 3 notes. And that's why it's so important in the construction of music. So if we carry on and we just do the rest of these. So now what we're doing is we're just making a triad on each note of the C major scale. Let me try and make that one a little bit better. Over there. So now we're going to try it on each note of the C major scale. Now we can start having a look at the different naming conventions that one has for these. So firstly, we're just going to start off, like we had technical names for each of the scale degrees. We can name each scale degree also by a different technical name. So we can just call it chord 1, chord 2, chord 3, chord 4, chord 5, chord 6, and chord 7. So that's a little bit simpler than saying, you can also call it the tonic triad, the supertonic triad, median triad, subdominant triad, dominant triad, and so forth. The sub-median triad and leading note triad. So you can call it that. The other naming convention that you can do is you can call it by the bottom note. So the bottom note is your root note. In this construction, the bottom note is the root note. So you can call it a triad on C, a triad on D, on E, F, G, A, B, and then the next one obviously would be C. So that's pretty straightforward. It's not really difficult to understand how that works. But now comes the complication, because I'm kind of cheating here. I'm writing them all in small letters. But triads come in 4 different varieties. Now, this should be familiar from when we were doing the intervals, because you have either an augmented, major, minor, or diminished triad. And so let's just discuss how these are constructed. Let's go from the first one here. If we have a look here, we have a C and an E. So because in C major you would have an E, that's a major third. So you have a major third. Sorry, let me make that a bit better. A major third, And then above that, you have E going to G. So in E major, you have a G sharp. And so this is a little bit smaller, so that's a minor third above that. And if you put them together, C going to G is a perfect fifth, because in C major, you have a G. So put them together, you get a perfect fifth. So maybe just write there, perfect fifth, minor third, major third. And so that gives us our major triad. Major over there. And we usually write major triads with a capital letter. And so you can also here for the capital C. You can also write C major or something like that. But usually just writing a capital letter C gives the same idea. Okay, so that's the first one. Now if we have a look at the second one here, in D major you would have an F sharp. So D to F is one step smaller. So in other words, that is a minor third. Let me keep the same colors here. So that's a minor third. And F major has an A natural. So that's a major third. And once again, when we do the whole fifth, D major has an A, so that's a perfect fifth. So a minor third plus a major third again gives us a perfect fifth. And this gives us a minor triad. So the minor triads, we just keep like that. We just keep with a small letter. So small letter D gives us the minor triad. Again, you could also write minor or something. There are several different ways of doing this, but that's usually sufficient, capital and small letter. Okay, so if we carry on with this whole thing, E will be minor. On F, the fourth note in a major scale will be major. So let's just make that major. And the fifth will also be major. The sixth will be minor. But now if we have a look here, we have the seventh. So from B to D, in B major we would have a D sharp. And so B to D is slightly smaller than it would have been. So we have a minor third, in other words. Minor third. We keep the colors the same. It's a minor third there. And then from D to F, again, D major would have an F sharp, so D to F is smaller than it would have been. So we have another minor third above there. And so this is a diminished triad. So for the diminished triad, if we have a look, B to F, in B major you would have an F sharp, so B to F is slightly smaller. But now that's not a minor fifth because there's no such thing as a minor fifth. You get perfect, and then one step smaller is a diminished fifth. So that's our diminished triad over there. And now to write the diminished, what one can do is just do a little circle over there. Or you can write dim, or whatever convention in the system you're using. But it's with a small letter and the little circle.